This is the Here and Now radio show on 1400 WSTC.
What's this, everybody?
And now, here's your host, Noah Roth.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to a very special edition of the Here and Now radio show. Noah Roth here with you. We are live over at UConn Stamford for the Race and Revolution art exhibit, Exploring Human Injustices Through Art. And we are now joined by the curator. Katie Fuller is joining us right now. First off, Katie, welcome.
Thank you very much. It's wonderful to be here.
So, Katie, we spoke with Terrence earlier. He was the one who took us in. Again, the art exhibit here tonight, the event was from 6 to 8 o'clock, so you're just about to finish up. But how long will the artwork be displayed here for?
It will be on display until November 30th.
So we have plenty of time.
Yeah.
So in case you did not have an opportunity to make it out here tonight, we have about another month and a half or so to come on in and enjoy it. So you and Terrence met over at another one of your shows that you were doing, and you added this one on as well. You were talking earlier, as was Terrence, about really how quickly this kind of came together. So I want to ask you, why here? Why Stamford?
Well, I grew up in Rye.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh, so not too far away at all.
Not far away at all. And I am an educator. I mentioned that in my opening remarks. And I'm kind of like a UConn NEAG School of Education hanger-on. I didn't go there, but I love it. And so I have a relationship with Heather McDonald, who is over at the main campus there where NEAG is. And so she introduced me to Terrence. And knowing how much I believed in UConn's approach to education, I think that's how it came together, why this seemed like such a suitable space.
You talked about how well the fit really was. Yeah. Take us through that, the planning, the preparation, because it's not every single day where, I mean, really, the students or anybody that comes into these hallways has the opportunity to experience a showcase such as this.
So planning an art show, probably planning any event, goes through a lot of iterations. We liked the idea of how the art will impact everyday space. It really transforms it. It's confrontational work. It's a confrontational topic. And so people the students, as they walk back and forth down the halls, are re-examining this space. And they're being forced to take a different perspective, which for me perfectly fits with the theme of the show, that if this is an exhibition about perspective.
You talked about how you're an educator. What was it that really wanted you to go ahead and enter this path?
Well, I am an educator, but I'm also an artist, and I understand the value of the kind of the visceral experience that art can have versus just reading. Reading isn't always so immediate for many people, and there's something about the sensory experience around art that does kind of take over the body. Like, you will react to it, and before you even understand what you're reacting to.
Is it because it's visual, or? I
think so. And even actually one of the pieces is made with red cedar from the wood chips were sent to me from Alaska from an indigenous artist based there. And the sensory memory that was associated with when people would walk by it, it takes them to all these places. It's amazing. So it's visual. There's scent. Then there's the conversations that you get to have with people as they're examining, as they're starting to realize what they're looking at, and what the potential impact has of the show.
We're talking with Katie Fuller. She is the curator here for the Race and Revolution art exhibit that's right here over at UConn Stamford. You mentioned that there are 9 artists who participated in the exhibit. How did you all connect? How did you connect with them?
So I am a first-time curator. I had very little experience or connections in the art world, and so Google was a good friend. I used a lot of search words. I knew I wanted artists whose work was already political. I knew I wanted artists who work with a variety of media, and I knew I wanted artists who were from different parts of the country and who had different cultural backgrounds. So with these things in mind, I'm a nerd. I love to research, and I just researched away. Some artists were friends of friends, so I found one who was like, I have this friend who would be interested. So a couple of the artists happened that way. And one of them was a friend of mine from before.
You mentioned that this was your first. Will it be your last?
No. I already have projects underway.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Are you able to share it all?
Sure. One is through an organization called the Amplifier Foundation, and an artist and I are working on collaboration with mothers who have been incarcerated, and our perspective is on how they've maintained relationships with their children and the importance and the power of those relationships.
One of those pieces here as well have to do with just that. She is Katie Fuller, the curator here for the Race and Revolution exhibit over at UConn Stamford. Katie, thank you so much for your time.
Noah.